Hi, I'm Brice Carter, financial advisor with Financial Strategies Group. I'm here with John and Elizabeth, and we're going to be talking about money. And so, why don't you guys introduce yourself? Tell me how old you are, and if you have a job, and where you go to school.
I'm John. I go to Powers. I'm 14, and I work at Richfield Bowl, which is a business that my dad owns.
I'm Elizabeth. I'm 14. I also work at Richfield Bowl, and I go to Powers Catholic.
How long have you guys been working? You're 14 now, so how long have you been working?
I kind of started about 2 years ago. I started learning how to coach, started helping with that. I've helped a little bit with the snack bar people, like ringing orders up.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing just random jobs around the bowling alley since I was about 10.
Mm-hmm.
But about 2 years ago, I started doing working at the grill and coaching and working at the counter, watch kids in the playroom.
Why do you guys work?
I work so that I can have money for things I want to buy. I save money sometimes for when I need it. If I see something I really like or I might want or need, that I'll have some money that I can buy it with.
I work so I can save money for college.
That's very practical and good. So is one of you a bigger spender or is one of you a bigger saver?
I'm a bigger spender than her, although I have to say I have a family member who spends even more than me.
So you're not first, but you're definitely not last.
No.
There you go. So are you a bit of a saver, Elizabeth?
Yeah, I save most of my money.
Good for you. So what's something that you want to buy, but you can't afford right now, so you have to save?
I have to say a car.
A car, okay.
Yeah.
And how much do you think a car might cost?
A good car that might run for a couple of years. I probably estimate to save maybe $20,000.
Okay, that's a pretty nice car there. That's nicer than my first several vehicles, but so it might take us a while to get there. How about you, Elizabeth? What do you want to save for?
I want to save for the iPhone 11,
Okay, and how much does that cost?
about $1,000.
Okay. With how much you two work, how much do you think you could save on a weekly basis, let's say?
I might make $50
Okay,
max.
and about the same, Elizabeth?
Yeah, I make about $50 a week.
So we might be able to save, I don't know, maybe half of that, which is about $100 a month, which is, let's just say it's about $1,200 a year. And so it might take us a little while to get to saving a car, but an iPhone 11 is kind of in a 1 year time frame. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Have either of you done a budget, or do you know what a budget is?
I remember doing an assignment in school where we had to work with a budget based on over a course of a week. We had a certain amount of money, and me and a friend had to figure out a budget for the whole week.
So where have you learned about money mostly? Is it at home or is it at school?
I've learned a lot about money from my dad. Actually, most often in the car, but sometimes at home. I'll ask him questions about business, about his business, about how he runs it. And I'll take what he gives me and I'll make sure I take something out of that. Something, because there's always something to learn.
Yeah, I learned it mostly from my mom.
Mm-hmm.
From when I started working, she's taught me how to count money and stuff like that, and how to count it back to people.
Mhm.
A lot of people can't do that. She taught me how to do that.
Give change back?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think about borrowing money to buy things?
I think it's a bad idea.
You can do it, but you should always be aware of how much it's going to cost you, how long it's going to take you to pay for it, and how much more you'll end up paying for it.
The other reason it might be a bad idea is because of interest. So interest is the extra cost of borrowing money. So it's not just the cost of the money that you borrowed. If you borrow $1,000 to buy an iPhone, you don't just have to pay back $1,000. You have to pay back $1,000 plus interest. Parents, I find that it's a good idea to start talking to your kids about finances at a young age. All these different topics aren't necessarily covered that well in school. So talking about finances, investing, money, saving, and interest at home is the best way to get your kids off to the right financial start.